Okay, you're gonna have about 2 to 3 questions that require you to write and solve a proportion. Okay, write and solve a proportion for similar figures. Alright, so you might have to draw pictures if there's no pictures given to you. So for example, on the first one, number 9, which is test-like, it tells you that, let's get our key information. We have photo that is 3 inches wide and 5 inches high. It is a large. That's important. It's getting bigger. Necessarily, I need to underline. So it is 15 inches wide. Circle the question. How high is the enlargement? All right. So if I have a photo, it's kind of like a rectangle, right? Right. And it's getting a large, so it has to be getting bigger. That doesn't be the scale, but we know it's 3 inches wide and 5 inches high. So I would say 5 and 3 here. And then enlarge so that it's 15 inches wide. So this is my 15. You're trying to figure out how high the enlargement is. So there, draw your pictures. Then from here, write a proportion. Remember, corresponding parts are going to be proportional for similar figures, meaning if I'm looking at this side here, that 5 is vertical, it corresponds with the x. If I'm looking at 3, which is the horizontal, it corresponds with the 15. So my proportion here would be 5 is to x, as 3 is to 15. And then we're cross multiplying and solving for x. So we would have 3x. So you get points for getting your proportion. Then our cross products, 3x equals 75. And then we're dividing by 3 on both sides. So x equals 25. Okay. All right. So number 9 is test like in this section. Number 10, not really. It looks like it's a quadratic. Just remember to set up your parts correctly. Um, for example, this is the vertical side, which is A and B. Remember, this similarity statement is important. Order matters. You will have something checking for that. You're going to see that on the next couple of questions. So if I'm looking at A and B, the first 2 letters, that corresponds with the first 2 letters in our similarity statement. So just make sure we have 5x is to 5, as 4 is to x, and we're cross multiplying. And don't let the quadratic fool you. Okay? Ask questions, come to tutorials if you want to check. Now, when we get to 11, which is test like, we have a similarity statement again. If triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, AB is 5, that's important. D is 10, BC, find FE. Alright, hint, draw and label. Do that. It doesn't have to be, you can make it a right triangle, acute triangle, obtuse triangle, but we know we have one triangle and another triangle. And we're going to label and follow those labeling. So we have A, B, C, and it corresponds with triangle D, E, F. AB is 5, so there's my 5. DE is 10, there's my 10. BC is 2, AC is 4. They want us to find FE, which is right here, unknown. Alright, so remember I said order matters? Okay, make sure our letters that we know go together, like BC corresponds with EF, okay? And then, because that's the middle and the last. So I can do multiple proportions, but really I would need to go from AB to DE, which is our first 2 letters. 5 is to 10, which equals 2 is to x. And then we're going to cross multiply here. We get 5x equals 20, and we divide by 5. And so x correct is 4. Okay, so you will be needing to maybe draw a picture, label, find your corresponding parts, draw a picture if there's not one given to you. And then 12, let's talk about this. There's a couple things missing, so I need you to fix your drawing, because this trapezoid right here is A, B, this should be C, D, and I probably should have did that in black since the other one's black. So here, C, D. It is similar to F, E, H, G. So we know we have F, H, G, okay? G has to correspond with F. Well, if you're not too sure on this, this is actually a rotation. So this side is F, and this side is E. And like I said, corresponding parts, the order matters. Okay, so this is very important. The statement. Order matters. This statement. This will help set up. Okay, so I'm 12. You're gonna take care of. I'm gonna take care of 13. 12, you're gonna write proportion, kind of like what we did on the one before. So what we have here, we're trying to solve for y. Y is angle E. Angle E corresponds with B, because E is the second letter, so B is the second letter. So over here, there's B. So basically, since angle E equals angle B, then I just substitute 5y actually is equal to 45. And then we divide by 5 on both sides. And yes, we see y is our 9. Okay? And wait, we are done here. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so for the next section, this not next section, sorry. For the next set of problems, 14 and 15 are test like. Your hint to this 14 is if you have parallel lines, which they are here, which I want to talk about, you can just side splitter, which means if you split up the sides, they are your proportions. So like this side gets split, boom, right there, there's your proportion. But that side gets split, there's your proportion. So try that. But if you're dealing with the parallel side, which is why I'm trying to address number 15, if you look here, this y is horizontal. It's parallel to that 7. So the parallel parts are going to go together. But if I'm going y is to 7, okay, I need to find a part. I'm going to take off the side splitter information so we can see what I'm talking about here. And this happens whenever I see these parallel lines that I have right here. This y is in the whole triangle. So we have to be using the triangle EHG. So that means to get to this side link, I have to add the parts. So that would be 18 and y are in the same triangle. So that would be 18 over. Now to use my 7 is in this triangle here, ETI. And see, 7 and 8 are in the same triangle. So y corresponds, y is to 7 as 18 is to 8. So now we have our parts to use for our proportion. Now, if you didn't see that, it might help to redraw them. So like, for example, I'll show it again. We knew that this horizontal line is proportional to that one because they're both horizontal. But then if I look at the triangle made with that, so that would be this triangle here. So if I just separate that, that would be y down here. This whole side would be 18 because we have to add the parts. If I wanted to do the right side, that would be 5 plus x. But I don't want to deal with algebra. So really, just worry about the numbers that you can use for your proportion. And we know that corresponds with this triangle that we have here. So in this smaller triangle, 7 was the horizontal, 8 was here, 5 was here. So now I can see that these two parts correspond with each other, which is what I had over here. All right, we're going to cross multiply. This is a decimal answer because we end up getting 8y equals 126. And then when we divide by 8, y is 63 over 4, which is approximately 15.75, I think, or 15.8. Okay? And then that takes care of section 2, which is writing and solving proportions. Thank you for getting that done.